Markham, who told police that he has 2 years of college-level electrical engineering, said he was building a time machine, but didn't have enough power for it. A Missouri worker set out to make a time machine on his back porch. The contraption he came up with was not completely off the mark, according to scientists. There are theoretical physicists working on those areas, and it's not total nonsense, according to the chairman at the physics department at the University of Missouri at Kansas City. The Stanberry police say the voltage that Markham had diverted into the contraption caused power interruptions in and around the northwest Missouri town of about 1,300. Markham was arrested January 29th on a felony charge of stealing the transformers from a power generating station in King City. He pleaded guilty, and last month was placed on 5 years probation. Police said the transformers had a capacity of 12 to 76,000 volts each, enough to easily cause electrocution or an explosion.
I'm Art Bell. It is my honor and privilege to be escorting you through the second half of the weekend, and what a program it is going to be tonight.
How do you feel about the possibility, Michael, of somebody coming along and being your mentor, even more than this, maybe contributing money to build a great big gigantic version?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be like a dream come true.
And I called you Madman because I was convinced you were going to absolutely fry yourself alive and turn into a French fry. There are other people who have been involved in time travel, Mike, that I've had on the show, and honest to God, Mike, they're gone. I don't know where they are. Use the magnetic field to do what?
Basically, it's, in simple terms, this thing looks like basically a plasma tornado.
Because Einstein's equations do allow for time travel. And they're blueprints. Blueprints for different kinds of time travel designs that are compatible with Einstein's theory. For example, gigantic spinning cylinders. You go around the cylinder and you come back before you left.
The media did pay attention, and the media did, including me, nationally, went on the air and said, Madman is gone. We can't find him.
Markham, who told police that he has 2 years.
Yo, how crazy is that? Think about that for a second. Like, this dude makes a time machine. Other people, scientists say, yo, according to what we looked at, this dude he's on to something, basically. He's not far off the mark. Then the dude gets 5 years in prison for stolen equipment, which he needed, right? I guess this dude had to generate an immense amount of power. Goes on radio shows, tells people about this stuff. And now the dude is missing? One of two things. They smoked him, or he's working on a black site. Like, let's keep it a buck. This dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, how do you even dial in where you want to go in time? That's always been my question about time travel. Like, if you say, okay, I want to go to 10 years ago today, how do you dial that in? And then, are you just in the same spot 10 years ago today? So do you need to go? I'd imagine it'd be a smart thing to, like, what if you go in, like, you teleport into somebody's, like, wall? I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, man. Like, what if 10 years ago the space that you're in was occupied by something else, or it wasn't at the level that it's at now? What if it was, like, massively lower and you just, like, pop into thin air and then you fall? Like, how does all of that work? Am I getting through? Is this even, like, about the subject of this dude? Where'd the dude go? That's the most important thing. Where's the guy at, right? I don't know, bruh. He could have made it work. For all we know, he could have made a machine that worked. And now he's gone because he's really in the past or the future. Or can you even go to the future? Can you go to time that you've not, like, temporally experienced yet? Time travel hurts your brain.
I'm gonna be straight up. I'm officially ashamed to even be considered a white American. And it doesn't help that I'm fluorescent as fuck, as if Dracula had a love child with Casper the Ghost. You know, it's 2023, so if we can no longer identify with our biological gender, then I'm officially no longer identifying with my biological ethnicity. Because I just found out the most messed up thing. And I strongly encourage you to do your own research into this and find out your own information. That way, like, you find it out for yourself. But this is what I just learned. George Washington, right? Did you know that there were indigenous black people in the Americas, and they were Moorish black people, and that the chopping of the cherry tree of George Washington was him officially cutting off their inheritance and their history from ever being remembered, and that he had written and said that in 200 years, if we remove the turbans from their heads, the sandals from their feet, and we make them think that they are just like any other black people, that they will forget their entire history and their inheritance and the fact that they are indigenous to the Americas. And did you know that our first peace treaty ever signed was with Morocco? And that if they had wanted their freedom, they could have had it, but they were never told about it, and so they were enslaved instead. Why can't we ever... Why can't...
Nah, I'm gonna be straight up. Like, I can't believe that this is bothering you so much, dude. Let's keep it a buck. Like, this should not be bothering you to the point where you feel responsible for it. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, white folks that feel responsible for what black folks have gone into, and y'all know how I feel about the color thing, right? I don't believe in white or black folks, right? But just in context so that we can have this conversation. People shouldn't feel responsible for things that they weren't a part of. Like, unless you really believe that you were there doing that stuff and then came back reincarnated as a white person again, why would you feel like you have some type of responsibility about what was done in the past to some people? You know what I mean? Yes, there was indigenous, melanated people here. The natives weren't white. Even the Native Americans of today, the ones that you call natives with the long hair, the ones that look like dark Asians, yeah, they was dark. They was melanated, bro. It's kind of like an effect of living outside in the sun. You get dark. Your body adapts. And if you don't, if you live somewhere like the Caucasus Mountains, yeah, your body gets light. There's so many things that people can go into as far as like people being here and being there, and like brainwashing and deleting of history to control the people and all that stuff, bro. But like, look at the real truth right now. The real truth is right now that black people are the most influential people on the planet. And if you control black people, you control the nations. It's that simple. Listen to the music that's being produced right now, being pushed out. Look at the movies that are being pushed out with black people in them and the type of ideals and culture that they are trying to portray, right? And then look at your society and tell me if there's a direct correlation from one and the other. Because before NWA, right? Not putting NWA on the frying pan, like I love NWA, you know what I mean? But before all this type of rap and stuff was going on, let's go back to like the Black Panther days or whatever. Like, black folks was smart and intelligent. Not saying that they're not now, but bro, like openly mainstream wise, like they try to get the dumbest people of color in front of cameras now. And it's kind of like embarrassing to the culture, and that people even agree with half of the crap that's being said, right? And what is the culture? America is cultureless. The identity of America's culture is to steal, fool, lie, portray something that is not. Like, that's the culture of America, right? And when I say America, I don't mean like what America actually stands for, because I do think that America, what it really stands for, is actually good, right? In its essence. But what we've created, what we've made as a society and a civilization here, boy, it's tough. It's tough. You got this ginger dude over here just freaking out over something he ain't got nothing to do with. That's crazy. That's stress inducing. That's anxiety inducing. And then it creates a mental illness, quote unquote, that they will try to treat with medication. Welcome to America. New era.
I'm feeling quite bad, so take another token. Yeah, there's jokers all around.